Coming to you from Crash Studios in Music City, USA, Nashville. This is the Rich Redmond Show. Today's guest, legendary drummer for the band Korn, Luzier. And now, Rich Redmond.
What is up, rock and rollers? Rich Redmond here. This is another episode of the Rich Redmond Show, coming to you from Music City, USA. Jim McCarthy.
Hey, buddy.
Sidekick, co-producer, longtime friend. How are you, man?
Corner.
I'm telling you what. Yeah, it is Nipper's Corner. You know, someone told me, don't mention that. No one knows where that is. Just say Music City, USA.
Will do. I think I was actually in the Starbucks, and I'm going, why? I always think of Nipples Corner.
Well, because we're men.
Yeah.
Listen, we usually talk about current events. Funny thing happened on the way to the studio today. I am being audited for the first time by the IRS for my 2017 taxes.
So
I'm a good taxpayer. I mean, I pay every year. I keep
every
pretty
now
good.
and then,
yeah.
They want to make sure that you're, up to snuff. I guess
It's just
right?
another list of tasks.
I know.
It's not.
And you have to do it.
I got to do it. So I'm playing ball, Yeah. We want to live in the United States. We got to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Now, one of our next guests had some tax issues the same year. He was telling me off camera.
Right.
But we have more important things to talk about because my next guest, drum roll, is one of the world's greatest rock and roll drummers
Ever.
You know him as the touring drummer forever with David Lee Roth. He was in a band called Army of Anyone, and he's been playing with the band Korn since 2007. Mr. Ray Luzier.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
So much for being here, bud.
Oh, it's wonderful to be. That was awesome. The crowd goes mild.
Yeah. We fit a lot of people in the room.
You know what's crazy is that a lot of people have sat in that chair,
I feel special.
People throw this term around. Rock star. Oh yeah, he's a rock star. You're a rock star.
No. I'm a working magician.
Yeah.
My money disappears, and then I'm out there playing. No.
But no, I mean, you were literally in one of the biggest, most popular bands in the world that tours all the continents.
Yeah, every
one of them.
Korn. When I got this gig, the first tour we did 36 countries in 4.5 months. Not states, countries. That was nuts.
Do you think that's where you were talking to me about your sleeping habits? And you're going from country to country, time zone to time zone.
That was actually helping me because I was so dead tired. You want to sleep at the hotel, but I have insomnia problems big time. Yeah, I have since I moved to LA and found out how wonderful the music business is. It's not.
No, I mean, but it's been so good to you.
Yeah.
Now we were talking about. We both have a big birthday coming up.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm gonna go big, because hey, every day above dirt is a great day.
Amen.
And we've been able to put it all together and be able to be creative and affect people in a positive way. Now you grew up outside of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
In the farmlands of Pennsylvania.
On the 118-acre premise. So we're talking about David Lee Roth, and I want to just talk like Dave the entire interview.
Now, did he smoke cigarettes or cigars?
What are you talking about, Redmond? No, he smoked. Yeah, he smoked several things. So anyway,
I like cigars.
118 acres on the farm. Yeah. It was a place called West Newton, Pennsylvania.
And what did your parents do?
My mom was into education, as well as my aunts and uncles, and she was a principal of 3 schools before she retired.
Okay.
Yeah, massive. Hence I think why I was kind of fit into the Musicians Institute teaching thing. Okay. Yeah. Had some of that in my blood. My dad managed a heating and air conditioning plant, so no musicians in my family. It was weird.
So when did the first drum set happen, and they were supportive, and they said, yeah, put it in the garage, put it in your bedroom?
Yeah, that was I was beating on everything like most drummers. We all do that whole thing, and I had this cassette case. Remember cassettes?
Yes.
Showing our age right now. But I would beat on the cassette case, and if you cup your hand the right way, it was a kick drum, and this was a snare, and I'd make the hi-hat noise.
They were so tiny, though.
Totally. But I just had this thing, and I just beat the shit out of this cassette case, and it was like, next thing you know, Ma, I need a new cassette case because it's cracked, and And after a while, they're like, all right, let's get him a junior pro kit, So they bought me this Muppet thing, and I destroyed it.
It's paper.
Paper.
It's horrible.
Stupid. I'm sorry, Ma. It really, I love it. Still love it, yeah. But anyway, and then once they saw I was still playing, they went to this local drum shop and bought me a CB 700.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Camber cymbals. So, and a couple, and it was this blue, metallic blue, and it was my first real kit.
Right.
They had no idea what to do with it. Didn't know how to step on the hi-hat. The hi-hat's roping this.
And so you're self-taught.
It's all 100%.
You're watching MTV, you're playing along with records.
I played along with stacks and stacks of records. That's all I did. Wait till my sister went to the mall and went over and stole all her Rush, AC/DC, Kiss, Zeppelin, Ozzy, all that,
So you had an older sister.
Yeah, 5 years older. Yep.
Sam Goody, Sound Warehouse.
Oh, dude.
Remember that?
Dude. Full blown. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. My sister owns a 300 animal zoo outside of Pittsburgh.
How do you start a zoo? What's that loan look like?
We were farmers. I mean, exactly. Yeah. We were just farmers, and I always knew she would stay with farming. I didn't know she'd take it to the extremity.
I need $100K for Crocs.
Dude, she's full blown. It was, now she just sent me a picture. She got 3 brand new tiger cubs. I mean, it's not horse, cows, pigs. It's like Cotamundis, lemurs.
Now, where is that?
In Smithton, Pennsylvania. It's called Critter Country Animal Farm.
So is it like a roadside attraction?
It's that, and there's some advertisement. You gotta, if you're ever next time you're in Pittsburgh,
I would love
day
that.
off, go to Critter Country. It's amazing.
Critter Country. That's incredible.
Yes.
And so you just got good at playing the rock. That was the music that appealed to you.
And that's my uncle would give me, like I said, Kiss tapes and my whatever. Like that's was attracted to me. Like when I heard like Steely Dan and stuff on the radio, I was like, perked up, and it was just like this. I knew the rock. My dad loved country, and I think that turned me off from the country thing.
Because your dad liked it.
Dad, turn this off. Like put some Ozzy on.
Yeah. Totally. How would it go do it? How would it go do it? How would it go do it? Flap flap. Shit all in.
Look at me now.
Yeah. And then so in 1988, you go all the way from the Sticks.
Yeah.
With your sticks to Hollywood, California.
Yeah, full blown. My guitar player at the time lived in Mount Pleasant, and he's like, dude, if we don't get out of Pittsburgh, we're going to die here. We're going to play covers.
That was great.
But we can't,
So you moved together. You had a friend.
Well, I wanted to go to New York. I'm like, let's go. It's just right up the road. It's a 5-hour drive. It's a 1-hour flight. No, we got to. And at that time, Paul Gilbert, who's world-renowned, amazing guitar player. Yeah. His dad used to modify my guitar player's amps back then. Wow. So I have videotapes of me, VHS tapes.
Yeah, totally.
Me in a Pearl shirt in Paul Gilbert's basement when I was like 14. Because I was like watching these guys, and he was telling us stories about he met Inve, and he's in a band, starting a band with Billy Sheehan, and just all this crazy stuff.
And you go on to play with Billy Sheehan. He's a good pal of yours.
On his last couple records, and we were great pals.
He loves you.
Dinner. I love him. He's amazing. So we moved out there, but like, how are we going to do this? Well, there's a school called Musicians Institute, MI, and
Hollywood and Highland. Was that at that corner at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, Hollywood and Highland. And I'm like, I'll never get in that freaking place. I do 5 beats and I can play rock. You had to know jazz, Latin, swing. He's like, just take the test. We got the exam, and I'm like, it was basic swing. It was basic. It was a bossa nova. It was a basic samba. It was like, and I faked my way through a country beat, which not near as good as you are. But it was like, I made it through the test. I'll never forget. We got that acceptance letter. I was just like, me?
I'm in.
I'm a farm kid. I gotta, So anyway, we went out there. We drove. I bought a beat up old Dodge Maxi wagon from my church.
Yeah. Gutted
it. 15-passenger van. Filled it with kick drums and Marshall cabinets, and across the U.S.
That's fantastic.
Broke down 3 times.
Do you have story? Do you have pictures and stuff?
Oh yeah, I got a story. Yeah.
Because there's definitely a memoir in you.
And my parents said, well, we're gonna make the trip with you. We'll make a vacation out of it. We'll go. We saw the different states or whatever.
Chevy Chase.
It's all full blown. Yeah. We almost did the
Holiday Road.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and it was nuts. So we moved, it's funny. First day in Hollywood Boulevard, we're looking for apartments because we literally showed up there. The freeways kept getting wider and wider. And my mom's like, oh, Raymond, I don't know what lane to be in. I don't know. What do we got?
And the first thing you see is Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, and a woman with an Adam's apple.
Totally, yep. And lots of, hey, want some crack? Hey, want some crack? Yeah. What's crack? I don't even know what crack
kills,
was. Yeah. Anyway, we're on the, we stay overnight at
what hotel?
Hollywood and La Brea. I forget the hotel, what it's called there.
It's like a roadway inn.
Something.
Yeah, right there behind the Starbucks.
Roach Motel or something. And it was, and next thing you know, like I hear this, pop, 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 pop. And my mom goes, what was that, Raymond? And I go, that was a that was a car backfire, Mom. That wasn't a gunshot at all.
Yeah.
Totally a gunshot, you know, because at that time they cleaned up Hollywood a lot, but at that time it was pretty hurting.
That was still like Crips and Blood stuff.
Yeah. So I wore my BK shoes to rehearsal one time downtown LA, and the guy goes, "Well, you want to get shot?" I'm like, "No, I don't. Why?" And he's like, "You got blood killer shoes on." I'm like, "The BK stands for, oh, I'll be wearing Nikes tomorrow." Yeah, true story.
Blood killer.
Oh yeah,
Blood
BK.
killer.
If they see you, they think you're threatening them, think they were messing with it. Yeah, not so much.
There's these little things you got to know about.
Yeah, and this farm boy was naive as.
And so you're in the practice room, and at that time, it's Joe Porcaro,
Oh my
right?
God, my staff: Casey Sherrill, Joe Porcaro, Ralph Humphrey.
Yeah.
What do you call Chuck Flores? Rest in peace.
Yes.
Efren Toro, Richie Garcia. I mean, it just went on and on and on. And I'm a punk off the farm. I thought I was badass.
But they embraced you.
Check out this field. And they're like, "That's great. Your timing sucks and your groove's awful." And I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, you can need a metronome." I'll never forget. I'm like, I got off stage because Chad Smith was in my class.
Wow.
Little band called the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
And he was in there for about.
But you stayed in the program. He left.
He was in there for like 2 weeks, and we shared a cymbal locker together. And he came back one day, and he's like, "I got this audition." I'm like, "What do you mean you got an audition? What about school? We need to learn." I swear, that's what I said. "We need to learn." He's like, "It's called the Red Hot Chili Peppers." I'm like, "That's a wacky name, dude." He's like, "Yeah, I know."
Changed his life.
You know the story from there.
There you go.
And anyway, so
was his groove always that natural?
dude, he sat down. There's a funk LPW class, live playing workshop. He sat down, and I was just like, oh,
And you could hear the swing in there and
you could
everything.
hear you back then, and I was up there. I was like, that was my. And the teacher's like, "What are you doing, man?"
Well, you
Don't
married
play
it all.
Don't play a fill.
Like when you came and taught a couple years ago at my drummers weekend. I think it was like my 4th annual or something. And you met my buddy Sarah Cardile and all
She's awesome.
these great students. And you know you've got like these melodies that you play.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You know that it's very melodic, and these little rhythmic structures that find their way into a lot of the music that you play. But it's perfectly in time. It's served up with attitude. There's dynamics. It takes all these years to put it all together.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's a ton of experience. I appreciate you saying that, but it's like it's far from perfect. But you know what I mean. It's like that experience it oozes. This is all I do. I don't know how to do anything else. Yeah. So it's like I started playing when I was 6. You know. So
yeah, me too. 1976.
Dude, we're gonna be 50. 50 years old.
It's fantastic playing drums all these years.
Yeah.
Well, when I think about you, I think you really were a product of the LA music scene in its heyday in the 80s.
Yeah.
And you still own a home there, even though you've migrated over to outside of Franklin, Tennessee, raising a family, more space.
Yeah.
What has changed about Los Angeles?
Man, it's when I moved out there, this strip was so alive in '88. Man, you kidding me? Like
heyday.
You go on the Friday night and everybody be passing out their flyers. Come see my band. Come Risky Roxy, bro. You'd leave there at 2 a.m. There'd be a stack of flyers this deep.
Wow.
And it was just the energy was so alive. And of course, I wasn't smart enough to get a fake ID, so I'd stand outside the Rainbow and wait for Ozzy and Vince Neil and Tommy Lee to come out, walking out just to catch a peek because I was such a fan, and I still am. But it's like. It's just when that came out, everything was weird. It literally after Nirvana come out and all that Seattle,
you could feel
you could just feel the simmer. And next thing you know, I'm standing on the Sunset Strip one night, and the guy goes, "Hey, keep it moving." It's Cop, and I'm like, "Keep what moving? I stand here every week." He's like, "Not tonight, you're not." And it was weird. All my friends looked at me like, "Oh damn." This is going away.
The scene's going away.
You couldn't even stand on this. They didn't want any loitering. Or loitering. This is where everyone hangs out. It was pretty sad, man.
And now the Viper Room has been sold.
I heard.
They're going to put up a high rise.
Yeah.
The Roxy maybe will go away, but the whiskey, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think the whiskey ever. If it does, that's real.
Sad.
If somebody lets that go away, there's enough billionaires out there.
And the Rainbow will be there forever, I think.
I think.
Yeah, people still wearing the same jacket from 1983.
Dude, every time I go in there like once every 2 years, and there's some like lady I saw when I was going to MI. They're still there or working there. But hey, that's their legacy. That's they will never let it die.
Time stands still.
Yeah. But so many clubs closed. The Coconut Teaser I used to play.
Oh, yeah.
The Country Club. That was one of my. I remember Racer X was one of my favorite bands.
Oh, yeah.
When I moved out
I remember
there.
them.
Yeah, and when my original band got a gig at the Country Club, I'm like, Racer X played here. We're gonna rule the world. Little did I know, I was writing a check for $200 to play that night.
Pay to play.
It was like Thursday at 8:15 p.m. with 12 people and the waitresses.
Well, Ray, a sponsor of our show is the School of Rock.
Nice. Yeah.
And I've been working with my friends Angie and Kelly McCrite.
Yeah.
They've had this almost 10 years here in Nashville. Oh my God. I think you probably met them briefly over at my camp.
Yes.
They would probably have loved to have you come in and talk to the kids.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
I'm all about anything that has to do with education or supporting, if it especially has the name rock in it.
Yeah.
I mean, the school programs are killing me lately because there are so many school programs have closing down, and it's just, come on, you kidding me? I would have died without the music program. I was in marching, concert, symphonic, waiting the 32 bars for a crash cymbal.
Or your triangle hit.
You need,
But no, it's cool to know because a lot of people probably wouldn't figure out that you did play in the concert band and the marching band and the pep band and the jazz band in high school, and it laid this foundation for you. And so our folks over at the School of Rock Franklin, School of Rock Nashville, if you're interested in getting your kids in the program, learning bass, learning drums, learning guitar, keyboards, fronting a band, and if the kids don't even become professional musicians, Jim, they're going to learn life skills, time management,
discipline,
being persistent, discipline, working in a group. They're going to leave with life skills. So I got some email addresses for you: Nashville@schoolofrock.com or Franklin@schoolofrock.com. Tell them I sent you. Tell them Ray sent you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And of course, all the information's in the description.
Always. So another thing that I like to think of when I think of you is just
my smile,
big smile, but your work ethic. I mean, you worked your way up to the top of the ladder and MI so much that they asked you to come back and teach. Years later.
That was frightening to me. Ralph, I'll never forget. Because I was always one of the kids there bitching about there was no rock program. There was there's a little bit here and there.
So it was jazz fusion.
It was big time jazz fusion. And Ralph taught an amazing class called Even the Odds, based off
Odd
his books.
Times. Yeah.
Dude, it was amazing. I didn't know how to count all that stuff. It was a feel,
Yeah.
So I was like, man, there's no rock. There's no rock. We need it here. It was like meeting one other Swedish guy. There was these double bass labs across the street from the MI.
Oh, they wanted the double bass guys across the street?
Yeah, they kicked us out. Yeah. So me and him were like all day, just and it would come over and I got to practice my reading because my reading
on the
sucks.
Mel side?
On the Mel's
Diner side, or across the street where the Stellar Adler and all that is?
The other side of the street where that Bucks is right now over there. Yeah. So it was like that does no longer exist now. But anyway, Ralph called me in. It was 92. I was just turned 22 years old.
That's great.
And he goes, hey man, we're getting a lot of people want a rock program. If you present us with a rock curriculum, just a simple double bass thing. And I was like, me?
Yeah.
I'm 22. He goes, yeah. And everyone thinks I graduated at the top of my class and I aced everything. I was far from that. I did well. I passed the test. Yeah. But I was all about the experience. I wanted to play. I wanted to get out there in the clubs and out there and do what I'm doing now, So wasn't that amazing. So when he asked me this, I was really baffled. Dude, I got a 76 in reading. You know that, right? And it was but he said, so that's what happened. I presented him I wrote this double bass curriculum, very basic, very just pronouncing notes and evening out if you're right-handed and bringing your left hand up. If you're, same thing with your feet, simple things. And it took off. And next thing you know, I started at 3 hours and then went to 33 hours a week teaching there.
That's amazing. And then did that curriculum lead to you doing your VHS rock?
Yep. All that. Yeah. I put out a DVD in 2003 or 4, I believe
crazy.
It was. Yeah.
17 years.
Yeah, through MI. And I did it it was the last thing I was ever going to do. So it was a ton of, 4-way coordination and all this stuff in there. Yeah. We filmed for 6.5 hours. You know what it's like. And you edit it down to an hour 43. And you're just
that's it.
Yeah.
That's my baby.
Yeah. But
that
awesome.
Came out when people were spending $39.95 on a DVD or a VHS.
Now they send me emails going, "Hey man, I saw it on YouTube the other day." I'm like,
I know, pirate it.
What are you gonna do?
So was your big break 1997 to 2005 the David Lee Roth band?
I don't know what a break was.
It was a pivotal moment, right?
Well, here's the thing. I had failed band after original failed band. Everyone's like, "What'd you do all that time before the David Lee Roth?" And I'm like,
"You had original bands."
I was trying to do what Korn did. I was trying to do what Nirvana. All these bands that were huge. Everyone had that dream of being from the ground up. I started this band
on the T-shirt,
founding member. Exactly, and so I had a band called Freak Power Ticket that we had the carrot dangling right in front of us, selling out the troubadour, selling out the whiskey, all this stuff. Right before they signed us, they pulled the rug. We don't believe in it that much to give you an advance and to put you in the studio. And it would, my band 9.0, which was on Shrapnel, we did one record, indie, showcase for Warner Brothers. They loved it. Said, get a new singer and we'll hire you. I'm like,
yeah.
Huh?
We like it. We don't like it that much, but
people have no idea what people go through from that ground. Long story short, I started auditioning for bigger bands. I started getting some talent scouts. Barry Squire was one of them.
Barry Squire.
You know Barry. Everybody knows Barry.
I tried to invite Barry one day to my gig at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
And he didn't even respond to my message. I couldn't get in with him. Come on, Barry. Is he still active doing that?
I think so. I haven't, it's been a while since I talked to him, but he was such a great guy. He would send me on these pop auditions, and just 4 on the floor kind of stuff. And he's like, well, Ray, you have to understand, you have to get your feet wet and get out there and play some gigs. And so I did some of those, and it just didn't work out. My first audition was for the Jakey Lee Band. He played, of course, with Ozzy Osbourne.
Wow.
Bark of the Moon, Ultimate Sin. I was a huge Ozzy fan. It was a dream of mine to get the Ozzy gig someday. Well, Jake was playing Ultimate Sin in the set. He was playing a couple of the Ozzy tunes. I'm a huge Badlands fan, his old band.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, 500 drummers, narrowed down to 100, narrowed down to 10, they're at 5 to me.
500 auditions?
500 drummers auditioned for that. Yeah, it was nuts.
500 Hollywood drummers with their Ray bands.
They were from Canada to Europe. I mean, they were flying in for this. Oh, yeah, dude. It was
that's a major testament to your talent, man.
It's a crazy thing. It is another thing, because I know you know a lot about the audition process, and everyone says like, well, how did you get that out of all those people? Well, if you're supposed to learn those 3 songs, and I was number 50 on the 50 day or whatever it was, and they're just like this, like, oh, let's get this over with. Here's this guy. Yeah, great, Ray, yeah, that's awesome. And I was just like, and I come in like, let's do High Wire off of Badlands. Let's do Ultimate Sin. He's like, let's just stick to the 3 songs.
So you called B-sides, and they were impressed with that.
I called out the songs that Jake had previously written.
Nice.
And the bass player's like, the High Wire's like, he's like, I don't know. And Jake goes, no, it's like this. And the next thing you know, they're standing up. There's a different energy in the room.
Nice.
We're playing High Wire. Pissed off all the drummers outside. They're like, wait, why is he playing that? Next thing you know, I'm not saying that's how I got the gig.
That's really smart,
but it's definitely something. I brought a different energy into the room, right? Yeah. And next thing you know, we're telling everyone to go home, and you got the gig. We're starting rehearsal. So that was my first tour on a bus, like getting on a bus. I look back at the itineraries. We had 22 shows in a row, no
days off.
We could bump. We could go to the mall on a day off. Let's work. So that led to I did a small run with Arcade, which is Stephen Piercy from Rat.
Yeah,
and Fred Corey quit Arcade. I finished that tour. That led to me and Billy Sheehan playing the NAMM show with Toshi Ikeda.
Hideous Sun Demons, right?
Hideous Sun Demons, yeah. It's a wacky record we did. Robert and Dean DeLeo were playing with Steve Ferrone and Billy Cobham. Little guy named Billy Cobham played that night. Talk about intimidating, right?
3 floor toms.
Totally. So I'm like, we're playing all these notes, a million mile an hour. Billy's, doing his Billy Sheehan, and it was like, I'm thinking they must hate us because they're so funky, and Robert and Dean are like back there with their arms crossed, like nudging each other. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? I'm a huge STP fan, man. It's really good to meet you. They're like, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, well, I was playing with the David Lee Roth gig, and I totally skipped the whole Dave thing. Did you notice that? I didn't mean to do that. I just went right over it. I don't know why. I don't know why I did.
Did it take years off your life?
It just no. So anyway, I said I'm trying to leave the David Lee Roth gig, and next thing you know, it was like, that was the original band. That was back to that thing.
Back to being you were an original member of Army of Anyone.
Yes, yes. But I guess we should rewind a little bit. Let's talk about.
Well, this talking about doing anything to give yourself an edge or show your humanity and separating yourself from the pack in an audition. I remember reading about how Bissonette got the job with David Lee Roth, and it was also a massive cattle call. And they said, here's a song that wasn't the one we told you to learn. Yep. And so he could quickly chart out the form on his snare drum. Yep. And they said, open drum solo, go. Yep. And then he was able to do an open drum solo that wasn't your typical arena rock drum solo that showed some different flavors or maybe Latin or something. They're like, I think this guy's probably the best bet because he's versatile, he can take direction, he's fun. Yep. And he can rock.
Well, I remember calling Bissonette, like at the end of the Arcade thing, when I auditioned I didn't audition for Dave, actually. I was a session guy. I thought I was going to be Joe's session guy for a while because I was getting calls to do movie soundtracks. I was playing on people's records.
Like video games and stuff like that?
Or just movies, like straight up commercials. Like that's funny. I was watching this movie, Money for Nothing, the other day, John Cusack in it. And I'm like, and I heard this ride cymbal thing that I do, and I'm like, that sounds like, oh, that is me.
That's
awesome. I forgot that I was in that movie. So I was just getting hired, and sometimes they'll pay you and you move on. You don't know where your songs are going to end up. And then you're watching the movie, you're like, and that's weird. That is me, so you don't know.
And it wasn't a union thing. You just got paid once, done.
Got paid once to get a session guy. So anyway, I did a session for this kid named Mike Hartman, rest his soul. He's not here anymore. He was an amazing guitar player. David Lee Roth was writing with him. And I played 2 songs on his record. Greg Bisonet played on it as well. God. He's friends with Steve Vai, all this stuff. And next thing you know, he was this beady little eyed kid who come up to my open counselings at MI I go, what are you doing here? You're a guitar player. He's like, I really like your playing. You're going to play on my record someday. We're going to do it at Steve Vai's house. I'm like, sure, kid. Like, get out of here. You know? Next thing you know, we're at Vai's house in the Hollywood Hills, recording 2 songs on his record. So long story short, he calls me up. He's like, hey, I'm working with Dave. He really likes this 2 songs you played on. Will you come back and track them with Dave and take out all the leads and all that, because it was instrumental music. And I go, yeah? Does that mean Dave's going to be there? And next thing you know, I'm like driving down to Burbank and boom, at David Lee Roth set. And I'm like, this is weird. It's like, this is definitely a dream of mine because I've worshipped Van Halen for so long. Yeah. He was hanging on my wall when I was 10.
But this is a theme that I'm seeing in your life. All your heroes, you end up playing with. The posters are on your wall, and you must be an amazing dreamer or manifester.
There you go, manifester. Yep. See, I stared at Kiss long. Well, I'm not in Kiss though. Eric Singer, come on, no.
Yeah,
but you're right. I firmly believe in that. If you dwell on stuff, but if you really sink your energy in a positive way in anything you want to do, whether it be music and anything, you're eventually, if you're a good person and you're good at what you do in your craft, you're gonna get that.
I'm a firm shit right
believer,
here. Yeah,
firm believer in that. Because I told myself when I left the farm, I'm gonna play drums the rest of my life till I die. Whether I'm playing in buckets under Santa Monica Pier, or I'm playing stadiums with Korn.
And a lot of people were telling you that it wasn't possible.
So many people.
Not your parents though.
Parents always believe me.
Yes.
110%. Raymond, you're going to do it. Just keep that head on. Don't do drugs. And I didn't.
Are your parents still around?
Yeah.
That's great.
They're great.
How long have they been married?
56.
Almost 52 years for my folks.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, because you were the younger. I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
You were the youngest, right? I'm the oldest. Yep.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But and it's one. I'm not preaching, but
I bet they're proud.
Come on.
Where do you put them at a Korn show? Side stage with headphones?
Depends. Wherever they want. Sometimes they're like, do we want to
front of house?
We played the Rock on the Range festival, and they sat in these big piers up on the side of the stage, so they could see 60,000 people and look down on their son. That's pretty crazy.
I bet those are tears of joy.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm still crying. I'm crying right now.
What do you think of this kind of positive energy and encouragement for now you're a dad, you have 2 sons?
Absolutely. Yeah. I definitely give that to my sons and teach them that they can do anything. They're going to be 5 and 9 coming up pretty soon.
Do they have some musical talent? It's
funny because it's like everyone's like, oh, so of course they're drummers. I don't push it. There's drums all over the house. There's keyboards, there's guitars. My 9 or 8-year-old started playing piano, so I'll show him Harry Potter and simple things on the piano or chords, and he loves it. He freaking lights up.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, if I show him something on drums, I showed him he's like, Dad, I got this other thing. He goes, he did it by himself.
He's like, I got this.
But he did this one hand.
With the little thing in between?
Yes.
Yes, dude.
With the and I didn't show him one thing.
And how old are your kids?
4 and 8.
4. Are they into video games and stuff like that? Are they into the music of the video games?
Thanks, Fortnite.
Yeah, right? Ruining our youth.
Yeah.
There's like Geometry Dash is a game my kid plays all the time. And there are guys that are writing music for it and banking on these video games. And that's all he listens to is this video game music.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's all
get some notes on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember liking the music to Pitfall and Dig Dug.
Mario.
Atari Pac-Man.
All the millennials are going, what's Dig Dug?
Yeah. Frogger.
So another thing that a common theme in this conversation is a manifestation of dreams, believing in yourself, surrounding yourself with positive people. Oh man,
no drugs.
While you were playing with David Lee Roth, you would come back to LA and you would work for this company called Perfect World Entertainment, where you would dress up as you would put wigs on and play in disco bands.
We had a funk band. I wore a giant white afro wig. I had a thing called the Atomic Dogs. I was a funk band. I played in a thing called Metal Shop, which turned into Steel Panther. They're still playing today. It's an amazing organization. Headed by Jamie Brown out in L.A.
And then we started the Spasmatics here.
I heard that
I did like maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stopped doing it because my wife at the time was like, you get to the studio at 8:30 in the morning to do sessions. You're on stage on a Monday night playing with the Spasmatics till 2.
Yeah.
Do you really need to dress up as a nerd and do this? I was like, yeah, but it's so fun though.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, Perfect World anyone can start a cover band. Anyone can do what we did. But Perfect World, Jamie had this niche where it's high quality entertainment.
High quality.
There's horn players.
There's tracks.
There's tracks. It sounds like a lot of times original records, Jeff Scott Soto did it for many years.
Yeah.
He's in Sons of Apollo and his own thing. But like they paid my bills for many, many years. I mean, there was so many times I'd get off the road and get cut salary and go, now what? And I'd start teaching lessons and I'd call Jamie and he'd be like, all right, well, you got to go to Arizona, you got to go to Texas. And I'd
fly. Bring your wig.
Bring your wig and your tracks and that's it. Because you'd play house gear and next thing, you'd make bank off that.
They paid great.
They paid great. Yep.
But the fact that you're playing in major touring rock bands and you were willing to go, you know what, I'm going to put this wig on and go play Will Survive.
I'm a working drummer. That a lot of people don't understand that. I don't get into the whole rock star thing. It's cool. I love the accommodations. Don't get me wrong. Flying first class to Europe does not suck.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. But, and I love Korn's very good to me and they're very, they let me live the life that they live, which is amazing. Like we took a private jet to Mexico not long ago. That's rock star stuff. But when I come home, I still keep that humble mentality. Like it could end tomorrow. You never know. You get that phone call.
You're incredibly approachable, and you're very into music education and giving back and all that stuff. Tell us a little bit about the David Lee Roth gig. I mean, what a body of work.
What do you want to know, Rich? I mean, what do you gotta? I mean, how many hours you got? No.
Did he always have a cigarette or a cigar?
Rich goes like this.
It's such a good impersonation.
Really awkward.
Well, no, I listened to his interview on the Mark Maron podcast, and he just is such an insanely high energy guy and very intelligent.
He's super intelligent. People think he's this rock and roll clown guy. I don't know what your perception is of him.
And then the martial arts and all that.
That dude taught me so much about just life, not only the rock and roll business and how to be he taught me how to be a performer. Everyone's like, you flip your sticks and you're kind of a showboat. I'm like, I don't look at it as a showboat thing. David Lee Roth taught me, hey, look, Luzier, there's a lot of people paying money out there. They're here to see you too. Don't sit back there like you're waiting for the bus. And I'd be like, dang, I never thought of that. And then I was self-conscious, like, that guy's looking at me too. And I'm like, next thing you know, my sticks are getting higher.
Hell yeah, I got in trouble. Can you imagine me bringing the way I played in Nashville in 1997?
Yeah,
dude, I got a lot of hate.
Right.
And you would spin your sticks while recording.
Heck yeah.
Okay, that's weird. No.
Energy.
Gotta draw the line somewhere.
I remember one thing you
said.
For
the receptionist.
Energy makes it to tape.
Yeah. No, but it's like that guy is freaking would riding down a tour bus in Sweden and be like, the population here is blah blah blah. The blah blah, and they just go on. He's just like he has all this information, and
he's a student of life. He really is.
He's really, he's not the easiest guy to tolerate and handle sometimes. Yeah. What are you laughing for?
I like when he said.
I can only imagine.
I like when he said like, I never got along with the Van Halen brothers. That's when he told Mark.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I heard stories beyond stories, and hey, like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan now. When I go to, Dave was nice enough when when Van Halen got back together, he invited me down before they had the friends and family thing. I was there with the white lights on, and they're you're out of tune. You're playing. You really got me. And he's yelling at Ed Van Halen. He's out of tune. It's like what? This is surreal. And I'm backstage and he's stretching. When Dave starts stretching, I usually start doing my warm ups because I know where. And I'm like. Oh, some guy named Al Van Halen's going to be playing drums today. I'm just going to watch. It was weird, but he's such a great person inside. And I learned so much. It was a rough 8 years sometimes, but I look back and I'm so thankful for the work he gave me and touring the world with that guy. There wasn't one time I didn't look at playing Hot for Teacher going, that's David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
You'd never, ever get used to that, ever. So.
Wasn't that part of your audition where he's like, hey, you do that double bass thing?
Well, getting back to that, when I played those two, when I played, I called Bizinet right away. When I got, he threw my name in a hat years ago before I got the gig.
Nice.
He's a sweetheart guy.
Such sweet.
But he's like, I go, what's the biggest advice you got for me? He's like, swing your balls off. He goes, Dave's all about the swing. He cared less about how many you can do. That's the swing.
Feel good.
Think about it. Like, California Girls, Just a Gigolo, Hot for Teacher, I'm the One. All those.
They're swing songs.
Swung.
He loved big band music.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kept that in mind, and a lot of, when I went down for those 2 songs with Mike Hartman, he'd come in the studio and he'd be like, what if I said play this? And what if I said swing this instead of straight? What if he's asking me all these questions. I'm like, man, this guy's wacky. He's like, and it was literally me and him in the studio. I got cans on and he's asking me all this stuff. And he's like, what if I said play his drum solo, go? And I was like, then I started dynamics and I was trying to just think smart because I knew it wasn't going to last long. He's literally staring at me with a donut in his mouth. And I'm just like, this is freaking so real.
A donut?
Oh, yeah, he had a donut. Yeah, he's a healthy guy. But at that time, he had a donut in his mouth. And I was like, man, this is so bizarre. So anyway, I leave that session. And then he goes, hey, kid, great job. He goes, maybe we'll work together again someday. And that was it. I'm like, dude, you don't even know.
Then the phone rings.
The next morning, 7 a.m., Big Ed Anderson, his security guard. Hey, kid, he's from New York. Hey, you passed with flying colors. Passed what, Ed? Didn't you think that was weird? He was asking you all those questions? And I'm like, yeah, I just thought he was wacky. I didn't know it. That was my audition.
Nice.
So I got the gig. Next thing you know, it was me and John Lowry at the time, John 5. And then there was too much of a space in there to start the record. We did the record, but to start the tour, John left for Marilyn Manson, and there was no band but me. So we put a band together, and that was 8 years, 97 to 05.
Nice.
Man.
I'm watching a video of you playing with him in Charlotte from 2003.
I watched that same one.
You like that?
Yeah.
You're singing too,
Like
yeah.
You're singing too.
Oh, you had to sing. There was no choice in that.
Yeah.
I don't have a good voice, but I got great ears. So that's the first time I ever used in-ear monitors because Dave's like, sing everything. He goes, because I'm only going to sing a couple words of the chorus. Someone's got to do it. So
wow.
Yeah, and I was his part. So I would sing Dave's part on the choruses.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so at the Unchained, You Really Got Me, all the, Just Like Paradise, I'm singing Dave Roth's part. Because he'd go, and someone's got to hold that down sometimes. So it was, and you were glued to that mic. If you went a little bit to the left, or if he couldn't hear your voice, he'd turn around like,
so you do it up here? Like around the front?
He had it right in front of him.
Got a gooseneck, yeah. I had one of those things where I'd throw it over to myself, throw it back.
It's like the Stan Lynch, Stuart Copeland vibe.
And Biznat as well, because Biznat had a big old gooseneck,
But I mean, you're singing and you're playing with that intensity.
That's the thing. You couldn't let the intensity down, and you had to hold notes as best as you possibly could.
Yeah.
What have acapella? He called them Acapulco. Let's do an Acapulco rehearsal, and you're like, huh? And then so it literally sing "Dance the Night Away." I'd just keep a side set. It would sing "Dance the Night Away" over and over and over again. And when he felt it was right, he'd get up on stage, we'd go into the playing. So it taught me so much about like the 5-way coordination, because now I'm holding notes and, it's insane.
Oh my God, that's really impressive, man.
Thanks.
To singing and playing is tough.
It is.
That's really impressive.
Tough. Now I haven't done it in 13 years. Korn, there's no background.
No singing, no background singing.
You got your hands full, dude. You're playing like an animal back there.
I know.
Okay, so tell us about, you probably, these are, I want to be somewhat original, but I'm sure you've.
Can I have this mug?
Oh, you totally.
Can I? Yeah, this is really good. Oh, I just want to drink
People love these mugs, man.
It's a good-looking mug.
What's happening with the coffee there with the corn coffee?
Corn coffee with my rich Redmond mug.
How does that coffee taste different than other coffee? Is it heavier?
When you put it in the rich Redmond mug, all of a sudden it tastes, but no, it's
it heavier coffee
for us?
Corn coffee. This is a gift for you.
We're going to swap the coffee
$9.99. I'm going to sell this today. No,
this is a gift for.
This is our old roast, dark roast, which we had last year, and we just released one called Wired off of our new record, The Nothing. It's in stores right now.
Yeah. What are stores?
All stores. What's a record? Yeah. But this is an amazing blend. I'm not just saying that because
it's the full bean.
Yeah, this is like insanely smooth. It's not bitter. It doesn't have that bitter aftertaste.
You're a coffee guy.
I'm a coffee freak.
I'm very caffeinated.
Our buddy, I'm caffeinated as our Jeremy Guerzi in Vegas. He was like Tom Cruise's barista for years and all this crazy stuff. He's our partner on this. He's so insanely perfect with beans and all that. So this coffee.
So where people just go to Korn.com?
Korn.com or Korn shops. Wait, Korn. I'm gonna get
Korn with a K.
Korn with a K.
I'm sure people. I think if people put Korn coffee on the Googlenator.
Kornmerchstore.com. I just came to
Korn.
I am a bongo
Merchstore.com.
Bashing my brains out.
Get back on the bongos, kid.
Tell the bongo player to go to Starbucks. He's dragging.
I really love that one.
You're gonna sing Acapulco.
I really love that. So what the new record? Tell us about the new record.
The Nothing Yet, produced by Nick Raskulinix. I'm so happy with it. Jonathan Davis, as everybody knows, went through a really hard time, lost his wife, and it was it's the most insane hardship ever. And in Jonathan's mind, it's like he had to push on. If he didn't do music, he's going to go mentally insane. So this happened in the middle of the Jonathan Davis tour. I'm also on the Black Labyrinth record he released.
I saw you play at the Cowan in Nashville.
Cowan, that's right.
Great.
Thanks for coming, by the way. Thank you. And so we were in the middle of that tour and we finished it. I can't believe that guy finished it because that's your other half. That's your everything. His kids, mommy. It's so bad in so many ways.
Yeah.
But that music, as everyone knows, has healing powers. It saves. It does a lot of
music
things.
Heals.
It does. And so anyway, that on the Nothing, you hear his emotion come out and it's freaking heavy. But a lot of the old school Korn fans miss that side of it because the first couple of records are pretty hardcore with emotion and all that. So I'm really proud of it. I love the way Head Monkey played on it. Fieldy just annihilated it. It just, Nick had something. This is the second record we did with him. Raskulinix also did The Serenity of Suffering, which is another one of my favorite records.
Which I feel like it was just out yesterday.
I know,
but it's been years.
Almost 4 years now. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
I know,
so do you guys write and record in Los Angeles?
No, Nash and L.A. We have a Baker. We own the Buck Owen studio, the original Buck Owen studio in Bakersfield, California.
Really?
Yeah. See, you come on, dude.
That's incredible.
You're Mr. Country.
Yeah, ice cream country.
It's oozing out of your pores.
I mean, the fact that the kid from Connecticut became a country and western drummer.
You blazed a path.
But all the people around in Nash now they live here. It's funny. They're like, you don't really own the Buck Owens. We're Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, all those. I'm like, yeah, all those records were done there. So
you guys, it's a band investment.
We leave the Buck Owens statue in the middle of the monitors. It's like the Bucks watching kind of thing, you know. So Jonathan lives at that studio. He loves it. We fly. I'm in Franklin, Tennessee. I live on airplanes.
Yeah.
Head and I live in Tennessee. The other three live in L.A.
Yeah.
And it works out great. I mean,
you can live anywhere now.
So now Monkey and Fieldy would fly out here, would write at Nick's studio. Nick is out here as well. He just got a brand new studio in Berry Hill. It's amazing. It's
the New Music Row.
Dude, it's like his studio is phenomenal. So anyway, and it just works. Would fly out there, do some vocals, would go back and forth, would all meet. We met at a couple LA studios and all five wrote together, and it's just a great vibe all around, you know.
Do you get to still maintain the KXM gig at the same time?
I do. It's funny you say that, Rich, because I happen to hold
a new product.
A new product right here, KXM.
And you got vinyl happening for those people that are just listening.
Vinyl. We have a record player.
Kids are called records. No. It's
and of course on the Spotify.
Again with the fan thing, like you mentioned, I was a huge Dokken fan back in the day.
And so KXM is George Lynch and Doug Pinnick.
Doug Pinnick from King's X. If you haven't got any King's X records, go buy their records. Unbelievable. A power trio, just amazing. Like the soul that comes out of Doug. He's 68 years old.
Oh, he looks amazing.
He's ripped, just insane.
That guy probably does not eat bread.
I don't think he eats anymore. No, he eats something.
So lean.
Yeah,
dirt and bugs.
He's just. But anyway, this is our third effort. It takes nothing out of my life. It's literally we're in the studio for 12 days. We have not one note written, no pre-pro, no nothing. Walk into the studio with cans on. What do you got? What do you got? I don't know what kind of. Most of the grooves come out when I'm testing my drums. That's usually George's like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know.
Right to that.
Checking my toms. Keep doing that, and then he starts with a riff. That's how the whole record starts. Thanks. Yeah.
That's one of your melodies, dude.
Thanks. Yeah.
You know.
I appreciate you saying that too, because that means a lot. Because a lot of drummers.
You're instantly recognizable.
Well, I try to play melodic, and you say, how do you do that on the drums? There are ways, you know, and there's things you can do, little ear candy things you can do. Keep repeating something every couple bars. There's all this smart stuff you can do.
Sure.
You know, so.
As much as I love this conversation, we just got to take a quick break and pay some bills.
Buy some corn coffee, kids.
The Rich Redmond Show. We'll be right back.
Learn by doing, I definitely think resonates with what we're about here at the School of Rock. I'm Angie McCrite, and I'm the owner of the School of Rock in Franklin and Nashville. I would say that the majority of kids that come in have either been sitting in their bedrooms watching YouTube, learning how to play, or they've taken music lessons at some point in their life. We do have a lot of beginners. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You can participate in our programs whether you're a beginner or you're advanced. We don't teach music to put on shows. We put on shows to teach music.
Connect with School of Rock today. Search School of Rock Franklin or Nashville. This is the Rich Redmond Show.
Ray, do you want to treat our listeners to some of these verse and chorus to some of these songs here?
Absolutely.
This is, what's the single from Korn?
The first single we released is that's called "You'll Never Find Me."
You'll Never Find Me.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Video's on YouTube right now, and check it out.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, marching.
Life is degrading and silently making me spun out inside my own head. Spewing and craving, this darkness is baiting me down the road to my own death. I can't taste this, I might break it, watch it all fall down. So I can't make the truth you hide. Take the pain inside. Humiliating, I fall through its craving. It feeds on the doubt in my heart.
It's certainly music to test the capabilities of the bass in your car.
Yes.
It is. That is D.
Yeah.
Right?
Get your woofer going.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You can hear the bass string rattling.
Josh Wilbur is one of my favorite mixers of all time, and he kind of gets Korn. Like it's got to be fat, low end.
Oh man.
Phil, he plays such a
Always.
percussive bass
Yeah.
to get all those notes out and to fill the bottom. It takes a lot,
That was the fill your son did.
Pretty much, yep.
I mean, you know what I love about this music? There's so much energy. It's better to work out to than our music that I play.
It's got energy to it. I mean, it really.
Our music is such storytelling, and it's just mid-tempo stuff. But this has got motion.
This is the kind of music I grew up with playing. You know, I was a heavy player with Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, and everything.
I just want to get on the Stairmaster and just go.
See?
Yeah.
Drive fast on the highway.
That's right.
PCH. That is awesome. Here's a little bit of Can You Hear Me?
Yeah. This is a song we actually had. Jonathan actually wrote many years ago, and I actually played on to be on his just
Solo
maybe
record.
something, solo
Right.
record or anything. Nick Raskinlix heard it and said, "We need to Kornize this." Put it on the new record, and it just come out amazing.
It walks with me, it takes its time. It sinks its teeth in one at a time. It loves to feed, it loves my past. It's always taunting, but somehow out of grasp. Can you hear me? 'Cause I'm lost, and I may never come back again. And while my heart keeps holding on, I know I'll never be the same again.
Oh yeah.
Talks to me.
If Tom, we just had Tom Hurst on the show.
Yeah, I love Tom.
We would have been teaching that and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and because we're just such teachers, and so he's always thinking like of how you could break it down and teach somebody.
Yeah.
I know what I like about it, Ray's kit is the fact that it's unorthodox. It's very you, and I would imagine you kind of set it up in a way that was just
that high china is a giveaway.
I'm kind of weird.
Remote hi-hat, I would imagine. Is that?
It's just got hats over here.
I got stacks over there, but I'm kind of weird. I started playing left-hand lead, and I'm right-handed.
Right.
So the hats were like this, open all the time.
Yeah.
I saw the Beach Boys dude, and I
Yeah.
guess that's how you play. And then my uncle's like, dude, you're right-handed, you should cross over. And it never really felt.
Right.
I mean, I do ghost notes better, like this way, but when I'm
For
bashing,
power.
it's wide open. So my kit, I used to do the whole mirror thing years ago. Like Mangini's done it. A lot of people,
Right.
with the hats, everything that. And I just after a while, I'm like, it's a little pushing it for me. So I still I have to have a floor tom on each side. I have to have the crashes are kind of symmetrical. The china. The whole story on that is everyone always asks me like, why do you have freaking china in the middle? I was a Tommy Lee freak for a while, and when he had that Theater of Pain kit, the 2 red chinas, the Feisties. I went out and bought painted buildings that bought those chinas. Well, I cracked one, but I like to do this right-handed thing. I'm like, crap, what do I do? I just throw it in the middle for now. And that's what happened.
That's where it left.
My guitar player goes, that's kind of cool. You should just keep it there. I'm like, all right. And next thing you know, like 3 decades later.
But you know what? It gets people talking.
It does.
Yeah. Well, it's
Make
like
me wonder.
It's like when you see you got that little 10-inch tom on the right, Kenny's on the gig.
Yep.
You see the high china, it's you.
Right.
I had the double chinas one year, like
yeah.
And then it just seems like every year the cymbals get lower and there's less cymbals and just boom whack.
Yeah.
But you're talking about switching up where you're going to get 3 up and 2 down. Is that what you might be doing? Or
I don't know if the guys in the band would like all those sounds because they don't put the toms in their ears. They just like the kick and snare. They feel like the toms muddy things up a little bit.
What about you? You don't have your own mix?
I got my own mix, but I think just if I had too many toms, they'll be like, "What are you doing?"
I see, yeah.
Because I do a lot of Pat Doom, Babby Doom.
Pat Boom, Debbie Boom. Look at me now. Look at me now. You got to do the triplet.
Oh my God, it would be so fun to be in a situation where I could cut loose like you, man.
Yeah.
It's so, oh my God, because you just have this vocabulary.
Well, we're playing Bridgestone this year, I think, again. Come on up.
It's just that these melodies surface and you just know it's you.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
The falling rocks.
You don't want to ever pull out an odd time signature kind of groove over Hicktown?
I do a little bit of that, but it's always in 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, my band is too. There's no 7s or 5s. It's like the most progressive I've ever gotten was David Lee Roth. To play the band. He'd let us jam, and we would go off into 7 land every once in a while. But there's not too much of that in
if they can't dance, kid,
play. Dave would always say, "Play for the chicks in the front row, Luzier. They don't give a shit about all this." That's what it'd say. He's the one of the original of the Pat Boone, Debbie Boone. He's like, "Think Pat Boone, Debbie Boone." I'm like, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. Pat Boone, Shagadu, Bash. I'm like, wow.
Pat Boone, Debbie.
Yeah.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
Yeah.
Well, here is a KXM song called War of Words.
Yeah, that's the first video off of our new record.
You're in like 2 bands at the same time, man.
Well, it's a side band. It's a musical outlet for me. There's no producers telling us what to do. We all produce. Chris Collier is amazing. He mixed and mastered all 3 records, and he's kind of the producer and tells us, hey, that's too many times of this, but...
Nice.
That's those stacks. That has... Yeah.
Very Shy Boy-esque.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll take that.
I hear Soundgarden singer Chris Cornell, a little bit of Roth in
I
there.
hear a little bit of Motorhead in there too.
Whoa. I'll take it. The fun thing about KXM is it takes me out of the Korn element, him out of the King's X, and George definitely doesn't play like his 80s stuff at all. We try to go way out of the box. Like he's bringing in different pedals and different amps, and I'm using kind of a different setup and different cymbals, and it's just, we have fun with it. Yeah. There's nothing, more than that. We just never thought that would ever happen. They ended up at a birthday party for my son when he turned 1 in LA. They were in my LA house. We're all in my studio, and I have these weird guitars. They're called Dragonfly guitars. They're like 5 extra frets, and they make you play really heavy. And I'm not a really good guitar player, but I can play enough to write. Those things make you like king of the world. Like, check this out. Go. And you're just like, and so George is checking all these out, and everybody kind of left, and it was just me, Doug, and George standing in the room. And I'm looking around and go, God, man, just to jam with this. I wasn't set up amp-wise to jam. Yeah. And then George goes, we should get together and write some songs. And I'm like, yeah, that'll ever happen. Like, Korn's so busy, you're a bit.
It happened.
He was the persistent guy. He kept, okay, Korn's off this weekend. I'm off. Let's get together Monday, and we're going to get together Thursday. Next thing you know, KXM1 was born. Yeah. And then we sold decent amount of records for being just a side band. Haven't played one show yet. Played one show. No reason. It's my fault because I'm so busy. But
so you guys just sell records?
We just sell records and put them out.
It's incredible.
Darn. We want to play live. We do. We're trying to put a 2-week run together sometime, before Doug's like 79,
Yeah.
Are you guys
2 weeks is not long enough for man.
No,
what's the promotion like through Active Rock Radio and all that?
Just word of mouth, a lot of the internet, that kind of thing. I mean, there's some stations play it, but it's hard when you're on an indie label. Rat Pack does what they can, but it's an indie label out of Connecticut. They're just passionate mofos.
That's where he's from.
Are you?
That's where I'm from.
Well, I mean, I worked out in Vegas for a group of radio stations. X1075 was probably one of the stations that played a lot of. Well, they still probably play a lot of Korn. Nice. I imagine. But I don't know if you guys ever came through there at all.
We've been, I think, everywhere. Everywhere but Zimbabwe. I think we haven't played there yet. But,
hey, so I have a sensitive stomach. How do you deal with food on the road? Like in foreign countries, with the ice and the water and the.
You want to hear about
Montezuma?
You want to hear about my parasite I got in Japan? Yeah,
I got one in Japan.
I got a Japan.
When was that,
dude? That was no joke. We were down in Fukuoka, which is the very south of Japan. I teach at music schools over there as well. I do these 6 schools. Yeah, this is called the GK group, and I start in Sendai and do 2 in Tokyo, and we go to Nagoya, Osaka, Fukuoka. And so I'm down there, and every time I'm there, one of my best buddies, Toshi, he's always like, he was in the David Lee Roth band.
And now he's on with Jimmy Kimmel, right?
No, it's a different Toshi.
Oh, it's a different Toshi.
This is Toshi Iketa, yeah. Iketa lives back in Osaka now, and he does amazing things over there.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I go, Toshi, every time the only Americans here, you always like accommodate the American by going some shop with it I can eat. I'm like, I want deep, dark Japan. He's like, you can't handle it, dude. Yes, I can. So he goes, all right.
You went underground, what the locals eat.
Just what the locals eat. I want to eat because I love the Japanese culture. It's one of my favorite countries to go to. I've been there over 30 times. I love it. So he goes, all right. So I give him miso soup. I'm eating miso soup all the time. Lift the thing up. There's a fish head with an eyeball bouncing up and down. I'm like, whatever. I ate so much stuff that night. A couple days into the trip, my stomach was like, oh, I'm on the plane. Doubled over. I thought I was going to die. I get back.
That's not cool.
Had a parasite. It sucked.
So what happens? How do you pass a parasite?
It's very. You want to know the details, Rich? No.
Is it like?
It sucks. Oh. It's bad. No, you don't even. Yeah.
Damn.
It's a lot of doctor visits and. Yeah, and he showed me magnified it, blew it up, and I'm like, "That's living in me."
Was it like a tapeworm or something?
Dude, it was like alien shit. It was
really,
it was not cool. But anyway, I beyond that, I have an iron stomach, man. I'll go to Brazil. I love embracing the cultures. I'm very fortunate to get paid to go travel the world. I mean, come on, I love showing up and eating in different parts of Germany, and I love all that stuff.
It makes me a little nervous because you're so lucky you have the iron stomach, but in the back of my mind, you're going to play in front of 24,000 people tonight, Rich. Don't eat that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like the other day, I just put too much hot sauce on my eggs. Bad day. Bad day. So if I'm eating a miso soup with a floating fish head, something's going to go wrong.
Yeah. Just be careful.
It's going to come out the same way it went in.
I really
much faster.
I really want to get to Japan.
It's like
more
a
often.
toothpaste
Dude,
tube.
they're such beautiful human beings. They live on this little tiny island in the middle. It's just they're
so clean.
The work ethic. They're clean. They have the utmost respect for American musicians. I just love it, man.
Yeah.
They love rock.
Yep.
So you teach at music schools over there?
Yeah. I've been under contract for about close to 9 years, 8 or 9 years now. It's called the GK Group, and me and Jennifer Batten from Michael Jackson.
Nice.
We both represent the schools, and they're just we go over there and we'll do open counselings, we'll do performances, and that's awesome.
Do they need a teacher that from Nashville?
They might. They love American rhythm sections.
Wasn't Lindsay looking for a connection to Jennifer at all, or Lindsay?
We had Lindsay L. She's kind of like a new guitar slinger, and I was saying, do you hang out with Jennifer Batten or Lindsay or Orianthi?
Orianthi.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I hang with Ori, but I don't know Jennifer.
Yep. There's a lot of great
Maybe
musicians
connection.
out there. Absolutely.
Were you at the same time as Glenn Sobel coming up?
I wasn't the same. We knew each other. Me and him would show up at so many auditions.
Yeah.
We'd be like number 12, be like number 17, be like, what's up, dude? Yeah, what's up?
It took him a while to
good
get
luck.
that job.
It did.
But he got it.
He's such amazing drummers. Like that Jennifer Batten record, have you heard that?
Yes.
Ricky walking on it?
Yes.
Ricky does like 8 fretless basses at the same time on that Bumblebee.
And he's playing like mounted tambourines and cowbells and jam
Insane.
blocks and things with his feet. And
But you know, you're in the business too. You know, there's a lot of, I got virtuoso guitar player buddies working at coffee shops. They can't get a break. It's hard to get that break. Sometimes you just don't, are in that right situation. That's why I always tell people, be cool, play your balls off, get in front of people, because how are you going to get known if people don't see you? Don't lock yourself in. I made the mistake when I moved to LA. I locked myself in my little 10 by 10 room, and I thought, I'm going to get so good, no one can turn me down. That far from getting a gig.
Right.
I had to be out, but I didn't drink beer. I didn't do anything. So
there's something cool to that mentality that paid off,
skill wise. Yeah, I got decent, but I should have been. There's people that could go, we're getting gigs. I'll never forget this guy coming. He got the Joan Jett gig, and I'm like dripping with sweat coming out of my lab. Like, he's like, "Hey man, I just got the Joan Jett gig." I'm like, no offense, but how? Because he was just he had this.
The question is, where is he now?
I don't know. But he had this pocket. It sung, and that's what they wanted, that pocket. So you learn a lot. You're naive. I was dumb when I got off the farm, but you learn what's good, what people are looking for. If you're trying to get the Dream Theater gig, you better know a lot of vocabulary, better have a lot of crap up here and be able to play anything. If you want pocket, you look at you, man. You're the king of pocket. Come on,
King of the back,
pocket, ladies and gentlemen,
that's right
here.
Yeah.
King of the
But
pocket.
your emotion, everything, the way you play, and the emotion that comes out of your face, and I feel every note you play.
Thank you, bro.
And that's what should be enhanced in so many gigs out there. You know what I'm saying?
What's so funny is I all these years I really worked really hard on editing my playing, because when I was like with Sutter and Carlock and all those guys at North Texas, we were working on playing super dense, and then when I moved here, I worked on being able to play a Tom Petty song and not do the fills.
Yeah, and that's way harder to me than trying to play "Pull Me Under" from Dream Theater. Or
but
something,
people really like the chops, man.
But it's a weird thing, because that today the YouTube sensation. There's a 12-year-old that's playing Rush records, and you're just like, huh, But there's a lot of impressive drummers out there that blow me away. I have to feel it. If I'm not moved emotionally, next. I don't give a crap how much, if you can play 64ths on your feet at 180.
But the way you play, you're always going to be in good shape. Your heart health, your cardio, and everything, because you're playing all out every night.
I just kick over right now.
But you got to stay authentic and true to yourself, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Right.
And there's so many surface drummers. Do you know what I'm saying? Surface guitar
They
players.
play at the notes.
Yes.
You called it, Rich, circus drumming.
Yeah, circus drumming.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
it's just
riffs.
I get it. You're impressing your girlfriend. That's awesome. How are you going to get a gig?
Yeah.
How are you going to work? Do you want to work in this business, or do you want to? No offense to people that work all week and they play the weekends. I thought that's what I was going to be ultimately when I moved to LA. I'm like, man, if I can't get a gig, I guess I'll get a job and do. But like I said, I wasn't taking no for an answer. So many people said you'll never do this, and I'm like, watch me. There's so many of those people, man.
That was I tried to do that with the Carter Beauford days when he was big with Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
and just playing similar to how he would play all the time. And he had a lot of funk and groove, a lot of Dennis Chambers, but for that band, it just fit.
It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's
really
the thing.
did.
You got to fit the gig. You can't just. The cool thing about Korn when I got the gig was I was, much like Van Halen, like all that, the David Lee Roth and the Bisonet. Do I copy those guys? Like, and Dave was cool about letting me be me. And Korn, Jonathan Davis is a drummer first and foremost, and then he's a singer, so he knows every note I play. He's like, hey, Ray, just do your thing. We hired you for you. We want you in this band. Nice. That's a great thing, because they could say, hey, play every note of every record, and then the new stuff
they could do that. Yeah,
you could, and they were really cool about that. When I got the gig, Bozio had just played on the Untitled record, and we were doing 7 songs off of that. Brooks Wackerman played on 2, and so I'm like, that was amazing, because I love Bozio, and it was getting to play those parts with the old drummer's parts and making it my own, making it kind of meshing it into my thing. Now 13 years later, I'd hope to think that I'm meshing, So
good. And I know that there's people can watch. There's a video floating around the YouTube of you at your audition for Korn.
Where
they're just throwing songs at you. And
you can't see the pee going down my leg, but I was I was.
No, you learned the songs. You were in it, man.
Well, the thing is, they're such a untouchable band. No pun intended. But it's like they don't like if you'd have told me 15 years ago I'd be in Korn for 13 years, I would have laughed in your face, because it's like no one's ever going to get that gig. They are such 5 Bakersfield dudes that did this thing, and they had such unique sound. When all the Soundgardens, STPs, Nirvanas came out, they just carved right through all of it and went, no, this is what we sound like. And it appealed to the masses, and they just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. 47 million records later.
47 million records.
Yeah. And
you're almost like, they had the cult following build up throughout the 90s.
Yeah.
And then they became big in the millennium and everything. But it's similar to the story of how Rush just did their thing for 40 years.
Absolutely.
And they developed that just, overt following that was just on fire.
And that's the thing. When I got the gig, they're like, who's this new guy? And I'm like, oh God, I'm a new guy? Yeah, because they ate me alive. And I rightfully so.
You had to earn their.
There took a while. People would come up to the meet and greets going, Jonathan, you saved my life. You'd be me. Like, Jonathan, Monkey, Fieldy. They would just skip over. I was nothing to them in the first couple of years, and then
now they bring you baked banana bread,
and they got tattoos on my face on their shoulders.
That's weird.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, this guy comes and he goes, hey man, I hated you like so long, but I seen you 7 times. Love you, bro. I'm like, so it took 7 gigs. All right, cool. Whatever it takes.
Hated you, bro.
But people don't understand out there. If it wasn't me, this band's gonna live on. It would have been some other drummer. It would just, what I'm saying. I'm lucky and fortunate that it was me, and I feel like after all this time I deserved the gig. But what I'm saying.
Sure,
the band's gonna live on, and that guy would have got crap too. Neil Peart was the new drummer in Rush.
Yeah,
technically. Nico McBrain. There's so many. Jay Weinberg. You can just go on the list.
Yeah, Neil Peart was the new guy.
He was.
He was the Pete Best of Rush.
He didn't play on Working Men.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
the guy's a bodybuilder now, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Who? The guy, the original drummer for Rush. Yeah,
that's what I'm going to
John Rutsey.
I'm going to go into that.
It's funny because what you're talking about is the same kind of effect that like Jason Newsted had to go through with Metallica.
Absolutely. Whoa. Robert Trujillo. It goes on and on, but people, the fans,
they hazed him for years.
And I get it. When I listen to a record, it's hard to hear someone new. And look at if I was a singer, we just went out with Alice in Chains in 19 all summer, sold out shows left and right. That dude killed it every night. Yeah. Taking Lane Staley's place. I'm a drummer. Can you imagine singing Alice in Chains songs?
Oh, Hagar. You got even Mangini. He's probably going through that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. The singer from Journey, the little Filipino dude.
Oh, poor guy.
Kills it.
Yeah, I know. But the transition?
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah.
Big time.
But they went through so many singers, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I don't want to keep you too long, my friend.
I got to put, can I?
Plug everything you want to plug, baby.
Friend.
I got more to plug, Rich. How many hours you... Rebel for a No, this is my wife's organization called Rebel for a Change.
Yes.
And you've been so nice enough to donate to it.
Hopefully it helped.
It did. We got 18 cents for your
Ouch, my sticks.
No, I'm kidding. We got
Ouch.
I'm kidding.
18 pesos.
It was one of the higher bids. It actually was. But she does this amazing thing. It deals with family members that have addicts or people that have addiction in their family. And she's doing amazing things. Rebelforchange.com. And she said to give you this today, Rich. So this is your hat.
That's right.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
I should take off the label.
The label. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a little late, but that's all right. We'll take it. Yeah. Yes, that looks good on you, dude.
Yeah, I got
it. We'll have to knock your hairdo down a little bit.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, she's doing amazing things. She's dealing with people from all over the world now. It's biting off a lot, but she's dealing with moving definitely forward in it. That looks great on you.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So check out rebelforchange.com, Rebel for Change, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all.
Yeah.
MySpace.
You have one of those perfect hat heads.
It's an amazing thing. Well, I don't wear a lot of hats. They say if you want to keep your hair, don't wear them.
Yeah.
I didn't take that advice.
I know, right? This toupee looks good, right? Every once in a while, shit.
How does mine look?
You do had an image change. You used to have that surfer hair.
I did.
Malibu,
Thanks, Rich.
the blonde.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing. I had hair down to my butt in the '90s, and I cut it one day in the Boogie Nights band. Ralph from David Lee Roth from Steel Panther. I call him that. He says, "Man, I had these bangs with like long straight hair." And he's like, "Dude, you need to cut your hair, bro." And I'm like, pfft. And I'm still getting crap. Now I shaved the back, and people were like, "You have a weird haircut." I'm like, "Why? What are you talking about?"
It's you. It's unique.
Me. Do you go to someone or just do it yourself?
My wife cuts it now.
Nice. You saved a little money there. I was married to a hairstylist. I saved a little bit of money there.
Wait, no, it's actually more expensive because no, I'm kidding. It's there's no reason. I don't know. I had the blonde thing. I was doing the streak thing. I was in a band called the Nixons in 2000, and I put these purple streaks in my hair.
Wait, you were in the Nixons?
Yeah,
from Dallas, Oklahoma area.
Yeah, Zach Malloy and all those guys.
What?
Yeah. John Humphrey and Jesse, the guitar player, quit.
Yeah,
and I just got let go from the David Lee Roth gig because he was writing with Eddie again. I wasn't fired.
Yeah,
you're not fired. There's just no more gig, kid.
Now Zach Malloy lives here now and produces like country and writes country music,
tearing it up. Yeah, and
it's crazy.
And now the original Nixons are back together doing a tour. And but me and my friend Scott Bush, he's in a band called Cinder. They just put a new record out. Me and him did the Nixons for a bit.
That's crazy.
And then I got called back for Dave because he got in a fight with Eddie. So he was like, "Hey, we need you back." I'm like, "I'm in the middle of a tour," and he goes, "Dave's going to wait for you," and he did. He waited a couple months.
Can you expand on that at all as to why they would always just clash?
The fights?
Yeah.
Look at the time. I got to get rolling. But man, that's really good talking to you guys.
Yeah, no.
No, it's, I'm not going to talk bad about anybody. It's like, they did their thing. It's like, think about it. The success they had it's like a marriage, bands are like marriage. Yeah. We all have beefs with each other. We're riding on buses and touring different countries. You're going to have any kind of personality you get. And then to mix rock stardom on top of that, your ego is just going to inflate. Some people do.
Right.
They did. And it's like that's just, come on, all that power. Yeah, well, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we are. It's the next thing you know, that's what was cool about when I got the Dave gig, because he was definitely the boss.
Yeah.
We were working for him, and I kind of dug that whole thing of like, Luzier, are you going to wear that shirt? That looks stupid. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, crap. The boss hates my shirt. I'm back there like trying to find, don't wear any jeans in my band. Cargo pants only. Like, crap, I don't own a pair of cargo pants. I had to go out and buy like 7
cargo pants.
He just wanted different looks. And
cargo pants?
Yeah, dude. It was. Watch some of those videos
cargo
on YouTube.
Pants or shorts?
Put in David Lee Roth 2002 and.
Did you make those in black?
He wanted to be practical and be able to carry stuff while you were playing.
He's like, wearing that button down. She cut the sleeves off that thing. Next thing, boom, cut the sleeves off. You really got me.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Such a fan of your playing, man. Such a fan. And what excites you, and where is your next 5 years?
The next, we got a big tour coming up with Breaking Benjamin. I don't know when this is going to air, but it starts January 23rd in Reading, Pennsylvania, not far from my hometown. We have a ton of stuff this year. We have booked so many things, and I'm really excited about promoting the Nothing. We have so many grounds to cover and so many different areas that we haven't been to, which I'm excited about. Doing a lot of the European festivals and things, and can't say too much into it, but there's a lot of cool things coming up. Korn.com. Go to my Instagram, Ray Luzier Korn, and my Twitter is Ray Luzier1.
Yeah, you got a lot of followers and a lot of great interaction.
It's my mom.
You don't have a website, do you?
I used to, and I still have it.
I was surprised by that. I mean, you have a wiki.
Yeah, and I have RayLuzier.com. I need to revamp it. My wife's yelling at me about that too. So it'll be in the next
I have a guy.
year.
Check out mine if you like it. I got the guy.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and he's a drummer.
Yeah,
and does web design.
You're around a lot of drummers, aren't you?
So many drummers.
Too many drummers. Pat Flafla's here.
We've got like 6 drummers in this house right now.
Radamacuse.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're about right.
3 downstairs, 3 upstairs.
But I'm not exactly a professional drummer.
Hey, what did you learn today, my friend?
Just he's a hilarious guy. I don't think I've laughed this hard in a long time.
Who, Dave Roth?
You.
Oh.
Yeah, David Lee Roth, too.
Your impersonation
is dead on.
What are you talking about?
It makes me want to smoke something.
I don't know. I'm just...
Hey, kid.
You got to do.
Hey, kid.
Zibbity bop. No. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, and it just reinforces my my love of the fact that even if you are a rock star, you don't have to act like that. I mean, look at this, the way this young man acts.
It sounded like Roth was an admirable culture creator within his organization. That's I guess what I could take from that.
Culture creator. That's a petri dish.
You know, culture creator. I'm big on business culture, and I talk a lot about it.
Well,
and being a boss that strives for a good culture is something to be admired.
It's just, I always tell up and coming musicians in general, like the whole ego attitude crap, like check that at the freaking door. Are you kidding me?
Just go play drums.
Just go be yourself. Be a great person to other people, and you're gonna get places. If you're good enough, and you're, I feel like that motivation. I'm good enough.
People like me.
I feel like that dude. What's on Saturday Night Live?
I know.
Stuart Smalley.
Smalley.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. Just be. You gotta. How do these people expect to get anywhere if you're a dick? Just stop it. Stop being dicks.
Attitude.
Yeah.
Attitude.
Jeez. Well, it's been so fun, my friend.
Thanks, man. Thanks
really, thank you so much for coming by. Guys, check out Korn's new record, The Nothing, and the new KXM record, Circle of Dolls.
Yes.
And they're available on vinyl, of course, on the Spotify. Check out Korn Coffee. You can get it at korn.com.
Yes.
I'm drinking it right now.
Rich Redmond mug. I'm taking this sucker home.
This is the kind of coffee that needs a voiceover. You know what I mean?
Tell you what. If you guys have questions, hit us up at therichredmondshow@gmail.com. As always, we appreciate a 5-star rating. Leave us a review. It takes 1 minute. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. Keep coming back for the great stuff. We'll be here. See you next time.
This has been The Rich Redmond Show. Subscribe, rate, and follow along at richredmond.com/podcasts.